Hello everybody, how are you? So we're going to do reading and it's why did they hurt you? Why did they hurt you? And do they regret it? Okay, so this is a very quick bonus reading just to let you know that I did this afternoon. Okay, it's in the evening now, it's 10 o'clock here in the evening. I did this afternoon and I did them. It was so unbelievable and the messages were off the chart. And you know what? I didn't record half of it. So we're going to do it again. Okay, but these are very quick readings. It's a bonus read, and the reason for that is because I don't have much battery left, so I just want to squeeze this in. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Oh dear. Okay, let's go to pile 1. Sorry, I was just going to pause that. Okay guys, so just for speed, I've done a shuffle off camera so I could just have enough time to do this for you. And so the question is, why did they hurt you? And this is kind of like from their perspective, what was going on in their life, not why you thought they hurt you. Okay, so why did they hurt you? So let me just have a look here. Let me just pause that a second. Okay guys, so I just took some time out just to have a look at the cards to see why they hurt you. From what I'm seeing here is, I see sort of like two different scenarios, so I'll just go with the first one first of all and see where this goes. It seems to be a money issue. This is why they may have hurt you. So first of all, we've got the Ten of Pentacles over there. So this is about a lot of finance, a lot of stability. This is about potential at home or a business or a career or a family situation. And for some of you, they might have been married. So sorry, that's the second scenario. So that's snuck in here as well. And they were looking at their financial situation and they were looking at the past and the future and the life that they actually wanted. Okay, so they could probably predict the future and they knew what the past was. That's this one here. Okay, and they wanted to look at the future. Okay, they wanted to look at the world that they actually wanted. They were thinking about making a decision about the life that they actually wanted. So the first and second scenario are getting mixed in. For some of you, they were already in a committed relationship or in a stable commitment or something like that, and maybe you're in a third party situation with them, and they were looking at maybe potentially coming out of that committed relationship, or at least thinking about, or at least wanting to step towards the life that they truly wanted. And I'm assuming that included you. Or they were making some financial decisions here, okay, about, as I said, about home, a business, a career, something like that. And they weren't willing to be generous in this situation with the Four of Pentacles. Some of them might have inherited some money, some of them that it was about accumulating money, or some of them they might have had built a little bit of a nest egg. And with this situation that came up, they weren't willing to be generous and they weren't willing to let go of their finances. They weren't willing to let go of their stability. For some people, they weren't willing to let go of their family or their committed partner, the partner they were committed to. They weren't willing to do that. So they kind of went into stalemate and then went into hermit mode, okay, and kind of withdrew. And what's really interesting, if you can see the star in that pentacle, Okay, and then we've got the stars in this pentacle. All right. And then we've got the star going into the lantern. So it's almost like the pentacles, their love and their energies almost withdrew into this tiny light that they sort of kept sort of beside them or inside of them, you know, just sort of holding onto it really, really, really tightly. And they were heading for a tower moment. That's how they felt in your connection, related to potentially property, career, finances. That's how they felt. It's very interesting. I don't know if you can see this, but we've got two towers here. We've got one when there's beautiful skies, okay, and a lovely garden, and the birds are flying in the sky and all that sort of thing. And then we've got this tower with the burning windows, and they had a real fear of everything crashing down around them and losing everything. And it was really, really important for them to be successful in, like I said, in their career, in their business, financially or economically or whatever it was going on there. And this is why they hurt you. Okay, so let's see how we're doing for time here. And it was really important that they were successful, and it was really important that they were seen to be successful, and it was really important that they came out on top on this. Okay, come hell or high water. So in some way you must have been involved in this financial decision. Okay, so let's see what that actually means. How was the Watcher involved in this financial decision? How was the Watcher involved in this financial decision? Might have been a car as well. I know it sounds weird, but it might have been a situation with a car as well. Okay. Well, what I feel like is these are really powerful cards. The way that they felt about you was really, really strong, really, really powerful. Like you were marriage material, you were like this incredible person in their life. Okay, and we've got like the soft voice. They thought you were just so sweet, and they felt like your nature was so sweet. And I just feel like they felt that you were just so desirable that it was almost like a temptation for them. And okay, I'm getting another message. And they felt to be with you that they had to be a provider. Okay, it's not that maybe you asked for them to provide, but they felt that they had to be a provider. They felt that they would need to commit. And I feel like this is where they're sort of getting pushed. You know, the past and the future is sort of getting pushed apart. And they felt like they were going to risk all their stability if they were going to make that decision. I feel to be with you, and this is why they hurt you. So the last part of this is: do they have any regrets? Let's have a look. This is very, very interesting. So they've got the Queen of Wands, and we've got the Queen of Swords. I feel in this scenario, for a lot of you, it is a third party situation. And I feel like, hold on, scrub that. Hold on a second. So, yeah, scrub that for a second. I'm going to go back to it. Do they have regrets? Yes. Okay, because they saw you as this beautiful energy of someone they really desired, you know, someone fashionable, for some reason that's popping up, someone worldly, someone fashionable, someone alternative, someone desirable and beautiful and very expansive, like this Empress. And what they feel now is that you're now the Queen of Swords, that light, that fire has gone out, and I feel like they think you don't want them anymore, or you're not going to take any BS. All right, so that's for some of you. For others, I feel like they're between two partners, between you and somebody else, and it's a mixture of sort of desire and conflict. Okay, so I do feel that there's regret, but I almost feel like it's a little bit analytical for this second scenario where they're between two people. So it's, yeah, I feel like they're between two people, between this energy of a woman being their lover, okay, and igniting them, and then someone being like a disciplinarian, okay. So I'm doing that to just see the time. So they do have some regrets, but I feel that they're very female orientated. For some of you, they're still sort of making options, being a little bit analytical about, well, that woman would offer me that, and this woman would offer me this. Which one? Oh, maybe I lost that, but then if I could get through this boundary with this, it's a little bit like that. I feel it's a little bit like that, that the move or the shift has moved into quite an analytical situation. So with their regret, they're being more analytical with it rather than upset. But this is why they hurt you. There was a massive financial collision came into your situation, and the kind of the two energies sort of pulled apart. Not like your energy and their energy, but their commitment to their finances, their career, their properties potentially, sort of drove you two apart. And this is why they're mean, because they were going through a tower moment with a lot of fear, and they wanted this to be successful, so they kind of like stampled all over you to get their successful outcome on this one. So that's what I'm feeling with pile one. So I hope that made sense for you. Very interesting. And thank you so much. And it's ciao from Italy. Ciao, ciao. Okay, guys, this is for everyone that picked pile two. I've done a pre-shuffle with the cards just when the camera's off, just to save time. Don't know what they are. Haven't had a look at them yet, so let's go. So why did they hurt you? So let's have a look and see what's going on. There's been a very heavy theme with this question, and it's really surprised me, actually. Really, really, really surprised me. Yeah, we keep getting a theme where they're actually really either in love with you, this is the theme tonight, really in love with the person that they hurt, they really admire them, and this is the same story. So, it's crazy, isn't it? So we've got the Knight of Cups here. Okay, so we've got this beautiful young energy kind of looking outward, away from the connection, all right, or outside of the connection. And then we've got this sort of older, beautiful goddess representing the Empress, much age gap potentially, or certainly in terms of maturity. Okay, so she's not old, she's older than he is, and she's wise, and she's beautiful, and she's ready for commitment, and there he is with his cup of love, just like a foolish young lover, which is very, very beautiful. And here you are, sort of naked down here, and his admiration for the sensuality and the romance in your connection, and then this beautiful music between you, this sort of beautiful conversation, or someone's, well, I feel it's you saying all these beautiful things to them, which is just like music to their ears. And then there was just this young sort of initiation of the swords, you know, of trying to get clarity into this connection. But something over here's happened, because we've got the Eight of Swords. So this is the hurt bit, but this is suggesting that there was a shift in the connection, and the Empress became sexually unavailable. So why on earth would that happen from their perspective? Okay, from their perspective. Got the swords again, clarity. So there was something that, right, this is so weird. This feels like a really fresh story, like one that I have not spoken about before. Okay, all right. So what happened was, I feel like there was a conversation or something. There was a conversation, a type of communication that happened. It was quite big and very, very significant. And this led to the breakdown, or the Empress not being available to them, either romantically or sexually, or they felt, the Empress, you felt stabbed in the back by this conversation. Okay, so I need to find out what this conversation was, because here we've got this beautiful conversation and then we've got this negative conversation. Okay, or they stabbed you in the back in this conversation, but the question is why. So let's have a look. So the question is why. Why did they do that? So we've seen this initiation of some sort of clarity that he's wanting to bring into your connection, and then it's led to like one delicate sword to like 8 swords in your back. Okay, so what is it? What's going on here? Oh my God, this is just more swords. 10 swords now in the back. Okay, and then we've got the 8 of Wands. I've got a feeling this was in reverse actually. So, bear with me a second. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is so weird, is that this person's very sensitive about what is said. All right, with this very Page of Swords, you know, like I'm presenting to you, you know, information or communication or whatever, you know. And something was said here, and he was really, really, really hurt. Really, really, really hurt. Okay. And proceeded then to get you back. Something was said here to someone, or there was an argument between you. Okay, it might have been online stuff. Okay, and he then just flipped, or, you know, because really it should be like this, okay, where he's looking towards you and he's looking away from you. And I just feel that he felt like you had said something, okay, or expressed yourself in a certain way where he just become very fearful, and then maybe sort of wanted to hurt you before you hurt them. Okay, maybe, I'm just picking this up, maybe you expressed that you were going somewhere or changing your location or country or career or something like that, or there was something very specifically about him or something like that, or them, should I say, you can switch up the genders as you want to, that gave them the impression that you went into them. Okay, the Empress was no longer being sweet. Okay, the Empress was now being a bitch. Okay, I'm not saying that you were, but that's their impression, and they got in there before you could. That's the impression, which is very strange. That's why they hurt you. That's a brand new, fresh, off the chart, off the conveyor belt story. Do they have regrets? Yes. Okay, they feel really wounded in the absolute true sense of the word. They feel really wounded to the point where they've just withdrawn themselves, and they still think you're a goddess, all right, like the Empress. They still think you're a goddess with this High Priestess, but it's all like behind the scenes now in their eyes, you know, and they're trying to make a decision about you. They're finding it hard. They're trying to make a decision. They're trying to tap in to and use their intuition to kind of decide, you know, a way to go forward with this. But there's so many swords in this, and it's a real shame because it started off with this beautiful sword of, you know, delicate communication, all this lovely, you know, sweet conversation between the two of you, and suddenly something's happened over here where it's just full on, maybe fighting, arguing, saying stuff, cruel words. It's absolutely full on here, and I feel it came out of this person's sensitivity and insecurities, and now they don't know what to do about it. And yes, they do have regrets, and they're thinking about it a lot, and it's still playing on their mind a lot. Okay, it's playing on their mind a lot about what was said and done here. Okay, guys, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that gave you some clarity. I love this question, by the way. I feel like I want to do some really long readings like this. It's a great question. So I'm going to leave it there. Please give the video a thumbs up and do leave a comment, and thank you so much. And it's ciao from Italy. Ciao, ciao. Hello everybody, so this is for everyone that picked pile 3. Did a shuffle off camera there just to save a little bit on my memory on my card. Okay, so let's have a look. I've not seen the cards yet, so why did they hurt you? Oof. We've got the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Interesting. Ooh, we've got divine timing. Wow. We've got decision to be made. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. We've got the wow. We've got the World card. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. These are powerful cards here. Almost don't know how to place them actually. Let's just do that. That is unbelievable. Right, let's do that. Right, let me just delve into this a little bit. Okay guys, that was really interesting. Got quite a big message there. So what it was is that they were torn between their emotional world and their physical world where you were concerned. Okay, so in one way they had sort of delved into their emotions where you were concerned and had very deep feelings here, and but they like to keep their emotions and their, you know, the way that they live their lives separate. Okay, so this person was more into their physical reality than dealing with their emotions. I'm not saying that they couldn't deal with their emotions. I'm just saying that they felt very divided. They wanted to keep it separate. They didn't want it messy in their mind, okay? And your connection came at a point which, you know, it had a blessing. There was some divine timing with your connection. But I also feel like with the Wheel of Fortune that it was only ever going to be a limited time. Not necessarily you or them making a decision about it being a limited time, but almost the universe had sort of brought you in at for a limited time period. I have to say for some of you, maybe, you know, for the summer or for the winter, that sort of thing going on. Okay, because I can see here that the Wheel of Fortune was always going to turn, and it was always going to come to an ending or would have to move into a new cycle. It's either going to end or go into a new cycle. Okay, and I feel like this was the universe, you know, like how a season changes. This was how it's going to be for you guys. And during this time, I think it was very beautiful between you. This person was really having to make a very big decision. There they are in the background, the little ship in the background, looking at the future, the past and the future, and looking at the world that they really wanna have. And look at that, right? So this crystal ball is about them looking at the life they really want, you know. And then like she's almost like in, this is the world, this symbolizes the world, and there she is in the world. They were making a decision about you on a very, very big scale. This is so unbelievable. So it's almost like there you are in their crystal ball, and they're making a decision about you. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, if you, like, tarot cards should be layered up in like different dimensional realities. And there was a third party situation here, whether it was another person, whether they were committed, whether you knew you were in a third party, whether it was a work scenario, whether it was family third party, whatever it was, there was a third party, and they had very tender and very beautiful feelings towards you as they hurt you, you know, and they obviously made the decision to leave you. And let's find out why. Let's see if I've got enough time. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I've got enough time. Why am I repeating myself? Right. Why did they decide not to go with you? I'm quite interested in that. Because they were really making a massive decision here about you. Massive decision about where you were going to fit into their life and what the future looked like. I mean, it was huge. I feel it was almost against the clock. I feel like they knew time was ticking and that they would have to make a decision by a certain time. So whether, I don't know, whether things were going to change with work or family or whatever. Okay, so almost got to wild card. Why did they not choose you? Right, so we've got, I feel like they wanted to choose you. I feel like they really wanted to choose you. Why did they not choose you? I feel like they really wanted to share their lives with you. Really wanted to share their lives with you. Why did they not choose you? Why did they not choose you then? What happened? What happened? Why did they not choose you? Oh my God. Oh my God, these are such powerful cards. Because either they were already married, Empress and Proposal, already married, okay? Or they already had family, or they had someone in the background, like mother of the children, or someone like that, or an ex, which they had a lot of responsibility to. And maybe they'd already made a decision that that was going to be their priority. And that's the way they wanted to keep things. I'm also sort of hearing that maybe it wasn't physically a woman, but a child, a son or a daughter or something like that. Okay. So that's for some of you, that they already had commitments, and it wasn't possible for them to have this life with you. Okay. And that's why it was always for a period of time. And for others, they wanted to marry you, but they wanted to marry you. Hold on, let's see if I can get this out. They wanted to marry you. You were everything and more that they could ever imagine, and they wanted to propose to you. Okay, and now my question is, why didn't they? So you better give me an answer before this time runs out. We've only got a few seconds. But why didn't they? Why didn't they? because there was, I'm being told, because there was limited time. Something was going to change in their life. There was just very limited time here. Yeah, they had to be analytical. There was limited time. They had to make sure that they won this situation. They had to be unethical. I think you might know maybe what this is about. And do they regret it? Yeah, I feel like they do regret this decision, because I feel like they thought that potentially you were going to be their wife in the future and they were going to have a happy home, etc. But they couldn't make that commitment. But it's all about something was changing in their life here. Okay, something was changing. They were against the clock. They had to make the decision, and the timing was out for them to make that sort of commitment to you. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and it's ciao from Ashley. Ciao, ciao.